name is Daniel Morden. I am a storyteller and author, and the libraries of Wales have asked me to tell you a story. However, you are watching episode 2 of the story. If you haven't watched episode 1 yet, this one is not going to make any sense, people. So I suggest you find episode number 1 and watch that instead. The story is called The Flying Ship. I do hope you enjoy this second exciting installment. If you've just had enough of watching screens day and night, you could read a book. This one, I wrote it. You can borrow it from your library. I have lots of books that you can borrow from the library. This one is called Weird Tales from the Storyteller. It's not called Tales from the Weird Storyteller. Is that clear? I mention that book because it has a version of the story that I'm about to tell you. So, episode. Previously on The Flying Ship, our hero, the Ash Lad, at the request of a king, has made a boat that flies through the air. He has enlisted the help as a crew of 6 remarkable people. There's a man with a big mouth who's always hungry. There's a man with a big belly who's always thirsty. There's a woman with big eye who can see across the earth. There's a woman with big ear who can hear every sound in the world. There's a man with very long legs who can run more swiftly than any living thing. And there is a woman with 7 summers and 15 winters inside her belly. They sail across the world. They deliver the ship to the king. But the king, being the king, he doesn't like the look of them. They aren't presentable. None of them are noble. He looks them up and down and decides they're freaks and decides that he'll kill them all. So, this is where our story resumes. The king, I'm so happy to see you all. Come with me, my friends, come with me. And he led them into the courtyard. He led them down a flight of stairs into a cellar. And in the cellar were 300 barrels of beer and 300 barrels of meat. And the king said, I don't know if you read the small print, but there's actually one more thing you have to do before you can have half my kingdom. You have to drink all this beer and eat all this meat in the next 10 minutes. And if you don't do it, off with your head. And then the king laughed, an evil laugh. And he was gone, up the stairs to the throne room. The Ash Lad, he looked at all the barrels of beer, all the barrels of meat. 10 minutes. Then he had an idea. He went to the ship and he called out 2 of his friends, the man who was always hungry and the man who was always thirsty. And he led them into the cellar. Here you are, enough to eat to fill your belly, enough to drink to quench your thirst. The hungry man, he lifted the lid off the first barrel. He took a handful of meat and he said, do you know what this is? And the Ash Lad said, meat? This, said the hungry man, is the happiest day of my whole life. And he ate, 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 and he... I'm so sorry. And then there was the thirsty man. He drank, and 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 he... Just then, the king, he checked his sundial. Time's up. He made his way down into the cellar and saw that all the barrels of beer had been drunk, all the barrels of meat had been eaten. How Well done. I'm so happy. But there's just one more thing you'll have to do before you can have half my kingdom. You see, my daughter, she wants a glass of water. Because she's a princess, she doesn't drink water from the fountain here in the castle. No, she will only accept a glass of water from the magic well at the end of the world where the golden apple tree grows. You have 10 minutes to fetch me a glass of water from the magic well at the end of the world, and if you don't do it, off with your... The ash lad. And he called to the man who was the fastest runner in the world, and he told the runner what he had to do. And the fastest runner in the world, he chained up one of his legs to slow himself down, but now he took all the chains off. He said, this is the fastest running I will have ever done in my life. All the other running will be just dawdling compared to this. And he took a deep breath. Whoosh! He ran, and 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 the minutes were ticking by, and he wasn't coming back. So the ass lad, he called the woman with the big, and she listened. She put her ear on the ground, and she said, our friend, the runner, he reached the magic well at the end of the world, but he must be a long way away because he fell asleep. He sat down with his back to the wall of the well and fell asleep. I can hear him snoring. The ass lad, he called to the woman with the big eye. She climbed to the top of the ship of fools, to the crow's nest, where people shout, land ho, in pirate films. And she shut her little eye. She opened her big eye as wide as she could. One bullet. It flew across the world, round every tree in the world, over every mountain in the world, until at last it hit the golden apple tree that grows over the magic well. And one apple was shaken from its branch. It fell down and donked the runner on the head. The runner... I must have fallen asleep. What was I doing falling asleep? He checked the sundial and he looked around and he thought, I've only got a few minutes left. He filled a glass full of water and whoosh! He ran and 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 he ran, and the last few seconds were ticking away. And in the courtyard of the king, the executioner in his mask was sharpening the blade of his axe, ready to separate the ash lad's head from his shoulders, when suddenly into the courtyard came a flash of light. It went twice round the courtyard, making a whirlwind, so all the men's beards were flapping. And all the women's dresses were billowing up, and they had to keep pushing them down. And suddenly the flash of light stopped. Your Majesty, a glass of water from the magic well at the end of the world. The king took the glass. The king, oh, well done. Very well done. I'm so happy. But there's just one more thing. No more things to do. I know. Why don't we have a party to celebrate your great victory? And the ash lad said, yes, thank you. I like parties. Only me and my friends are never invited. Well, you're all invited this time, said the king, smiling like this. Come with me. And he led the ash lad and his friends into a big room. And the king said, bring in the food. And food and drink was fetched in, all your favourite food, all your favourite drink. And the ash lad and his friends sat down at a great table. They began to eat and drink. And the king said, I've got to go and watch the crown. I'll see you later. Goodbye. Bam! He slammed the door and locked it. Whew. After a while, it seemed very hot in the hall, and the ash lad noticed that the floor was made of iron and was glowing red hot, and the walls were made of iron and were glowing red hot, and the roof was made of iron and was glowing red hot, and the windows had bars of that were glowing red, and the door was made of and was glowing red. They weren't in a room, they were in a giant oven, and the king had lit a fire under the floor, and he was going to roast them all to death. What can we do? Well, there was a woman whose belly kept moving and bulging. She said, "Don't worry, if we're too hot, I will cool us down." She opened her mouth and out came snow and frost and hail and mist and wind and rain. But after a while, they got a bit too cold from that winter, so she let out a summer. But then they got a bit hot because of the summer and the fire under the floor, so she let out a winter. She had to let out more winters than she had to let out summers, but that was all right because she had more winters than she had summers. She had 7 summers and 15 winters. And eventually the king, he checked the sundial. They're cooked. Fetch the royal oven gloves. And the king put on the royal oven gloves. And he undid all the bolts on the outside of the door. He pushed open the door and saw the ash lad and his friends all cuddling together for warmth. "What?" said the king. "This is the oven, not the freezer." And the woman, with one winter left inside her stomach, she blasted the last winter all over the king, so that his face was covered in a fur of frost, and an icicle hung from his nose, and his knees were knocking and his teeth were chattering. And the ash lad bowed before the king and said, "Your Majesty, please don't try and trick us any longer. Give us what you promised us, half your kingdom." And the ash lad and his friends won half a kingdom. And there they formed a republic of inclusion. Everyone was welcome there, as long as they could help with what needed to be done. And do you know, the ash lad and his friends, they lived happily ever after. I do hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, I'd like you to think of a skill, something that you love doing. That could be your superpower if you were on the flying boat. Whatever you can think of, whatever you love to do most. And then, once you thought of your superpower, I want you to invent a new adventure for the ash lad and his friends. The king sets another impossible task, but this time the task is the very thing that you can do, so that you save the ash lad and his friends. And then I'd like you to write the story, or maybe tell the story to your friends or your family or your class at school. I've been Daniel Morden. This story is called The Flying Ship. You can find versions of it all over the world. But the ash lad, he comes from the great country of Norway. If you think about it, the story of the X-Men is a version of this story. Or the Bremen Town Musicians is a version of this story. There are many, many different versions of the story where a group of people joined together to help one another. and together they are stronger than they are when they are apart. I'd like to thank the Libraries of Wales for giving me this opportunity to tell you this story. If you enjoyed it, do head down to the library and borrow a book or two. And I do hope one day that you and I will meet in person so I can share a story with you for real. And maybe you can tell me your story back. Thank you and goodbye.